glad you admit you have a way of complicating things, Ava.
I know.
What was going through your head when you went back to Mick?
I was searching for love. And I knew there would be nothing there.
Then why go?
Because as long as I gave him power, he'd be there.
So it wasn't just once, was it?
No. I'd go every time I felt lonely. He provided that same comfort he always did.
It's been difficult to live a double life.
Not really. At that point, it was almost hollow. And it was difficult for me to feel anything, really.
Someone must have found out at some point.
They did, when I stopped trying to hide it. Ava? Ava? Sorry, what?
Feel like I lost you there. Did you hear anything I said?
We were talking about class.
No. My audition? Ava, what is going on? All I've been getting from you lately is blank stares. Usually you'd already have everything planned out.
Sorry, I'm not on top of things.
I'll say, this isn't like you at all. I'm your best friend, and I know something serious has to be going on for this to change you.
I'm seeing Nick.
What? But aren't you still with Daniel?
Yes.
Ava, that is dangerous stuff.
I know.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
You don't think I'm wondering the same thing? I'm watching everything around me burst into flames, and I feel like I can only watch as I add kindle to the fire. I told myself it would only be one time.
That's what most addicts say.
You think I'm addicted to him?
I think you need help.
And there's no rehab for being addicted to drugs.
You need some sort of way to sort this all out.
You're right, I know that. But taking that first step isn't easy.
I know, but it's the most important. Please, Ava, I don't want to lose you.
You won't. I promise.
Okay, I trust you.
Thank you.
Hey, I got here as soon as I could. What you want to talk about? It's something really important on the phone.
Maybe you should say it.
This doesn't sound good.
It's not.
Okay, let's just get it out there.
I'm seeing Nick.
Nick?
Yeah.
Nick!
Yes.
Like, seeing him?
Yes. I'm so sorry.
How did I not know? I was just so happy. I must have overlooked.
I know this isn't your fault. I ran to you too soon and I needed more time.
More time?
Yes.
Why would you do this, Ava? I thought you were over Mick. I thought you wanted a fresh start with me. Why would you go back to him when you had me? I mean, maybe if you just had a reason.
Why can't you just get angry and storm out on me like any other man would do?
Ava, please, I'm trying
I
to
don't
understand.
love you, Daniel. Not in the way you love me.
So what? You love Mick?
No, not really.
Then what is it?
You know, you two are very different people, but you love the same way. And don't try to argue. It's true even though you don't see it. You both love fully, completely, entirely giving yourself up.
there any other way to love?
I don't know. All I know is I can't do that. It would be easier for me to love you if you didn't love me. If you didn't love me in the least, I think I could love you. So when one person is involved, everything is easy. You can love that person as much as you want it without losing yourself. But when two people love each other, you can't do that. You lose yourself. Balance becoming togetherness, a whole being one. You're not you anymore. The other person's thoughts have to start getting for yours, and you can't do what you want. You've lost that freedom, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Is that really how you see it?
Yes.
Will you ever be ready?
I don't know. I don't think it's fair to make you wake up.
So this is goodbye? No. I really thought you were something else.
Yeah, I know. You thought I was some character from one of your books. Only I'm not. I'm just a human girl. And I have imperfections now. You see them, and you don't understand.
You're not a girl anymore, Ava. I thought you were someone I could trust, but I was wrong.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry isn't good enough this time.
I know. I know.
I think you hated how everyone put you on a pedestal. We all did. Talia, Mick, your mother. I have to admit, I was the worst at it. But you don't have to worry about that anymore. You've gotten yourself pretty low now. The silly thing is
Yes?
I still wish the best for you. I think you can go far with your life. If that's what you want.
I don't know.
You better find out soon, before you sink so low that there's no return.
Bye, David.
Bye.
Thought I was doing the right thing, bringing the truth to light.
But it only made you feel more alone.
And I needed the darkness. And all I wanted was to be alone.
Ava, are you sure you're studying? Finals are fast approaching and hardly seem to be reading any books anymore.
Ava, I'm quitting my job at Miller's place. I can't stand seeing you anymore. It just makes me sick thinking of what we could have had.
Ava, I really want to show you my routine. When are you free?
Ava, I was thinking, there's no reason we should have to hide anymore. Can't you just be my girlfriend again? Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that why you dumped Daniel?
Anymore. Are you still going to work? What's going on? I know finals can be stressful, but if we help to talk it out.
Ava, I have to say, I'll be glad to be gone soon. I have no reason to stay here anymore. I should have stuck with my books. You really disappointed me,
Ava, I know you've been kind of busy lately, but I really like it if you could run up and your college next year.
Ava, I don't know what to do without you. You were the light of my life. I really need you to come back to me, babe.
Ava, you hardly talk to me anymore. What's going on?
Ava, I leave tomorrow, and if you're in New York, don't look me up. It's better that we make this a
Hey,
clean
since you
break.
didn't get back to me, I guess I'm on my own. I guess I'll
Ava!
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 Talia? Talia? No! Talia? Come back to me! It's not your time! You have so much left to live for! Talia, your audition, we can still make it! I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't ride with you. I just got lost along the way. I just didn't know. I didn't know you were going to get hurt. I didn't know I was going to lose you. Help. Someone. Help me. Can't you see she's hurt? Where are you? you. You can't come out for me. Where are you? You're all empty. You're all gone like the father I never had. I can be empty too. When you come back, the Ava you were looking for won't be there.
Is this when you ran away?
It didn't matter. It was all right.
Just because Talia died in a terrible accident didn't mean you had to throw your life away.
Didn't it? I wish every day I could have gone back and changed it.
You can't think like that, Eva. You don't know what could have happened. If you both would have
And maybe it would have been better that way.
You have to stop thinking like this.
All I want is to just talk to her once again. Tell her how sorry I am.
Eva, you're asking too much.
Why? Why is it too much? Don't people always regret saying something or not saying something to the person they love?
Yes, but they don't get that
Why
chance.
not? I'm here reliving the past. Why can't I speak to her?
Eva, don't go there.
Why not? We've come this far, Doc. Why stop now? Talia? Ava?
I really recommend you don't do this. For now, we have only seen the past, but that's not what's behind that door. You might not be able to.
If I can handle the past, then I think I can handle Talia.
It's what's left of Talia. It may not even be
I have
Talia.
to take the risk
What for? Redemption?
for recovery.
Okay.
Okay. Talia?
Ava, is that you?
Yes. Talia, I'm here.
Ava,
Talia.
stop. Ava, it hurts.
So sorry. I should have been there. I should have done that.
Yes,
Listen.
yes, you should have. Somehow you didn't. You were so absorbed in yourself, you forgot all about me.
It wasn't like that, Talia. I got all mixed up. I got lost. I was dealing with a lot of confused emotions.
You see, Ava, I used to look up to you. You were so strong and independent. We made us all believe in ourselves at school. And two boys ruined all of us. I have watched as you humble and fell.
I realized you felt this way.
No. You're always in your own world.
Talia, please, you have to understand. If I could have died in your place, I would have.
It might have been better if you did. You haven't done a single useful thing with your life yet. I was on my way for a chance. I was going to make it happen. I was going to make my mark. Now I never
People
will.
will remember you, Talia. I will never forget you.
It's not much of a comfort.
I don't understand, Talia. What do you want from me?
You know, you can always join me on this side.
Me.
You said we'd be best friends forever.
I know.
Well, did you mean it?
Yes, but
Ava, this is just a matter of time. We all die in the end anyways.
I know.
Well, if you ever want to see me again, you know where to find me.
Talia? Talia?
Well, that was pleasant.
It's almost as if you knew it was going to happen.
Are you accusing me of something?
What? Guilty conscious, Doc?
I could say the same about you.
That's low, even for you.
I'm just doing my job, Ava.
Yes. That's another pointed question. Who exactly is paying you? I don't have any money, and I'm not even sure my mom even knows I'm alive. So it's really unresolved mystery.
Maybe I'm not getting paid at all.
Oh, so I'm your charity case. Wonderful.
I feel like it's a little more complicated than that.
Oh, yes, it always is. If life had easy answers, we wouldn't need people like you now, would we?
Well, you found the answers you're looking for?
No.
Then I suggest we move on.
Yes.
Finally, we agree about something.
move on to Mick. I would see him.
Ava, he won't be there.
You don't understand.
What is there to understand? He's dead too.
He promised. He promised to always be there, and I counted on it.
Yes, but he shouldn't have promised that in the state he was in. Ava, I've seen it time and time again. Younger people tend to look at themselves as invincible, but the truth is, they're not. Unfortunately, Mick had to find that out the hard way.
No! You promised! Mick! Mick! Don't leave me!
Ava?
See, I knew he couldn't be gone forever.
Ava, don't do this again. It's not gonna end any
And
better
would it be
this time.
any better for me to lose him forever?
It would be better to move on.
Ava!
I can't.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Mick!
Ava, is that you, babe?
Yes, Mick.
You're going to get hurt, Ava.
I already am hurt up. And that's not going away.
Maybe it would if you stopped sticking your hand into the fire.
Maybe I would if you would let me put out the fire.
Fine. Do what you must. But I am not responsible for what happens next.
You never were. Mick? Mick.
What? You look like you've seen a ghost. Wow. The world hasn't seemed to change at all. Not really a surprise there. There's always someone to replace you, isn't that right, Ava? I was expecting so much more from our funeral. More tears from all the women I never got to fuck. More booze from the guests as the president explained the dangers of mixed drugs and alcohol. Pretty showing from a girlfriend who couldn't be dragged away from the gravesite. Not wanting to be away from her love.
Ex-girlfriend.
Doesn't matter anyways. I didn't get any of that anyway. No. My funeral was quiet and lame. Almost respectable. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm shocked. And I don't think anyone knew how to react.
With more tragedy, of course. A young artist taken in his prime. That seat is reserved for one. What a better way to be immortalized. Now I can be among the greats. Heath Ledger, Elvis Presley, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain.
I don't understand! You wanted this?
No, Ava. We're not all suicidal drama queens. That seat's reserved for one. No, I didn't want this. I had a lot to live for. So many unfinished projects. Adventures I will never take. Places I plan to see but never will. I've lost it all, Ava.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
What do you mean? Of course I am.
You could have helped me, Ava.
No.
Instead, you just gave up on me.
No, I did what I thought was best for us.
Yeah, break us up, but still see me on the side. String me along like a dog. That was exactly what we both needed.
Things got complicated along the way.
Things got complicated. Yeah, I'd say so.
I didn't mean for you to turn to drugs.
Of course you didn't. You just didn't want to be alone.
I tried to save you. I did.
Worked really well, didn't it?
Please stop.
Oh, am I hurting you, babe? Oh, so sorry. That wasn't my intention of coming back.
Then what was?
I came to invite you to join me. Since you're so alone, I figured you might want some company. Well, you can do what you always do. You can come with me. I'll be waiting. Just like always, I'll be waiting.
Are you happy now?
Second good question.
Well, you better suck it up because you have more doors, Ava.
How do you didn't want me to do this?
Well, you've already started it. Might as well finish it.
I don't understand. The others are dead. Unless... What, is Mom gone? Is that why she hasn't visited me?
No, your mother's not dead. Not yours, anyway.
It's another mother.
Yes, the one that didn't have you.
That possibly show me?
Why don't you open the door and find out?
I'll go along. I don't see what Mama could say to hurt me anyway.
Oh, you might be surprised.
Thanks for the warning. Mama?
Mom, I'm sorry. I think you want me to Christmas. I'm not married. I don't even have kids.
Right. I forgot.
Well, are you signed up for a seminar?
The seminar.
Yes, my seminar about the importance of women in the workforce. You see, it's a different world now. Women can compete with men for higher positions if they're willing to put themselves out there.
So, you're expecting a lot of people.
It's going to be a packed audience tonight. You've been selling out every night.
Every night.
Yes, I'm currently on a tour, speaking at colleges across America.
Sounds like you're doing a great job.
Thanks. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even ask your name.
Ava.
Eva. It's a beautiful name. My great-grandmother's name was Eva Marie. She raised 5 kids on her own. I don't know how she did that. Having one child would be a handful. But you don't want to learn out of that.
I don't mind. I never knew that was why Maidens of Love story. I'm glad you showed it.
Like that. But if you might just want to do it somewhere, I can try and make that happen.
No, I'm fine. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful, but I really don't think we should go.
Nonsense. Everyone has a chance to turn things around, to make a difference. And this seminar is going to give you the tools to make it happen.
I think I have the tools. I just wasn't very good at using them.
There's always a chance to turn things around.
You're really positive about this.
You have to be able. You don't want to see anyone going down the wrong path. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say something to upset you? Here's that ticket. And, you should read it. It's going to be life-changing, I promise. See you. Well, hopefully you'll be there, but don't worry. You're young. You have a whole life ahead of you. Love you, love.
Bye. Mama.
A little different, isn't she?
Different. She's radiant. She's changing the world. She would have if I wasn't in the picture.
It's just something that could have happened.
Maybe it should have. I think I've never seen her smile like that. I learned more about myself when I was a stranger than when I was a child. No one's seen her.
Ava, I don't think we can stop this.
Well, who's left? Daniel? Who's going to be behind that door? Is happy like with me out of the picture anyway?
No, not exactly.
What is it? And why do you seem to know everything about these doors? This was my dream. I was supposed to have answers.
Ava, I'm just
Trying
trying.
to help me. I know. No, I'm tired of you helping me.
Well, what would you rather me do instead? Hurt you?
No.
And go where? We're both trapped here.
Oh, really? So what torment is hiding behind door number 6?
But the Daniel you knew isn't really around anymore.
Oh, can we stop talking and have truths? What happened to Daniel? Something terrible happened to him in New York.
No, it's not. Why don't you just open the door and find out yourself?
No, I want you to give me some answers.
I don't have the ones you're looking for. And you might find them behind the door.
Okay. Behind the door. Everything you're looking for is behind the door.
Ava, go.
I'm going. Daniel.
Oh, look, the slut's back.
Daniel!
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that not the appropriate response?
It's not what I expected.
Well, I really didn't expect to see you in my office. I thought I told you I wasn't keen on seeing you again.
I thought the breakup was mutual.
Oh, it was. I was thrilled to have you out of my life.
Daniel, These are harsh words. What happened to you?
Are you seriously asking me that? Yeah, I've changed. Big deal. I'm not the hopeless romantic that you knew. I got smart. I made something of myself. You like The Office? I'm the youngest director to be appointed by the corporation. Wonderful, isn't it? I had to lie and cheat my way all the way up here. But that's something you know all about.
What happened to your literature?
I switched as soon as I came to NYU. Something made me really hate the books I used to love. I just couldn't see them the same way.
So you went into business.
Yeah, it was a real change for me, but I embraced it. Lots of money and incentives, and as long as you keep quiet about the dirty work going on, it's a great life.
That sounds pretty low.
Low? Coming from the person who dropped out of college and has no job? How's that going, by the way?
Figuring things out.
You've been doing that your whole life. Getting any closer to doing it?
I'm working on things.
Right. I knew a lie when I see one. Call it a gift, bestowed by yours truly. Really, Ava, I have you to thank for my new life. New woman every night, a great job, fast cars, free vacations, making friends in order to throw them under the bus when the boss comes snooping around. I'm living the dream. Thanks to you.
I don't know if I want to be thanked.
It's too late, Ava. This is what I am now. There's no reason to be sad. I think I'd like you to leave now. And this time, for good. Goodbye, Ava.
I get it. It's horrible. Let me guess. There's still one more door. Oh, look. This is a surprise. My father will always be the same jerk I knew nothing about. Come on, Doc. Fill me with your words of wisdom. I am so ready for you to change me. No, nothing this time. But did I finally silence the man? Just take me back.
Back to the office. Are
Yes.
you sure?
Take me back.
Yeah.
I was here the whole time.
Yes. But you had to.
What, had to learn all the things I've done wrong? Learn to appreciate the real world? Learn to forgive myself?
Something like that.
Something like that. That's all you have to say. What kind of crap are you pulling?
Ava, please, try to remain.
No! Stop! I am not fucking Dorothy. You can't just wake me up and expect me to be changed.
Your bitterness is normal after this.
My bitterness is normal? Normal? Nothing about me is normal. What's it I deem crazy?
That case is not made yet. I still have to work.
No, that's up to you, isn't it? It will be based on your review of me.
That would be part of the
Stop
process.
hiding behind your clean answers. I know what your word means already.
What do you want from me, Ava?
I want to know what your review will say. Will it talk about how you pushed every button of mine just to see how I react? Will it say how you were searching for answers that were never there? Will it say how you led me to believe in my dreams, made me believe they were real? What will it say? Answer me.
As I remember, it was you that he opened each door.
Because you told me so.
Not true. I did warn you.
But too late.
Ava. You really need to learn where the blame is to be placed. Do you know why these bad things keep happening to you? Because you let them. You could have stopped them at any moment, but you didn't.
It's not black and white like that.
Let's start with Tally, shall we? You claim that she was your best friend and that you loved her, but when she really needed you, who wasn't there? That'd be you, Ava.
But I was falling apart.
Let's move on to Mick. Yes, he was an abuser in many ways, but the thing about abusers is they can only abuse if someone gives them the power to do so. In this case, that'd be you again, Ava.
That's not how it
And now your mother. A wonderful woman, but you never did listen to her. She cared for you and gave you a safe place to live, and you ran away from that. And did you ever once stop and think how that might have made her feel?
No, but she could have done
And
something.
now, Daniel. He may not have loved you in the way you wanted, but was that any reason to run back to Nick like you did? You didn't even hesitate, you just ran straight back into your abuser's arms. And yet, you seem shocked to see Daniel so distrusting of the world.
I was not the
And
one.
who's left? Oh yes! Your father. Many kids are raised by a single parent. They grow up to live happy, normal lives. You had a wound in your side. Instead of stitching it up and moving on, you kept sticking a knife in. Not very smart, Ava.
Where is this coming from? One moment you're my doctor and trying to help me find my path, and the next moment you're saying such horrid things.
You asked me to stop hoping. So I did.
So now you're trying to hurt me.
I don't want to hurt you. I want you to realize the truth.
What truth?
Excellent.
Is there a door this time to give me an answer?
Nope. The answer's in
Me.
always has been.
You want the truth? I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to go to sleep and never wake up. And it wasn't because I was feeling alone or because I hurt people. It's because I couldn't breathe anymore. Just didn't know how, so I was going to kill myself.
And yet you didn't. Why not, Ava?
I think I want out of here. I'm through with our sessions.
I'm afraid the only way to leave is the way you came, and you might need my help with that.
No, I'm done with help. With your help, with anyone's help. I am better off on my own.
Oh, you're scared of being alone. You always were.
I ran away to be free from everyone.
You ran away so that someone would find you, and I did.
Oh.
I took care of you.
So does this mean I owe you my life? I am tired of being powerless. Everyone in my life wanted to make choices for me. And you're right. I let them. It ended up being my downfall. Taking my life was the only choice I could have made on my own.
Oh, what a sad way to live. You don't have to go on like this.
So it's not going anywhere.
There is no room to go to. There never was.
Where am I?
I suppose that's the question you should have been asking all along.
So I really can't leave. Am I doomed to live this over and over again?
What other choice do you have?
There's always a choice. This isn't happening. There's another way out. A second chance.
You've been given hundreds. Why do you deserve another?
Because everyone does.
But not everyone gets one.
They can. They make one.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm making my own way out of here.
Where did you get that?
This is me. Finally taking control of my life.
What are you going to do?
I am going to make my own door.
And what? You're just gonna walk through it?
Yes, I am.
But you don't even know what's waiting for you on the other side.
No, but I know what waits me here.
Please, Ava, you don't want to do this. You may never get to see us again.
That's a chance I'm going to have to take.
Babe, think about what you're doing. You can never come back.
I'm counting on that.
Ava, I've lost you too many times already. Don't make me lose you again.
Mama,
You don't have to do anything, Ava.
I don't. This is the choice you're making.
I would be cautious, Ava. This new strength that you have found won't always last. And you're gonna have to face whatever's behind that door alone.
I know.
Ava!
Chastity, in reality, where was she when all this was happening?
I used a lot of pull from expressionism when I was writing the play, and the kind of term of expressionism is that you see the play through one character's mind. So in this play, you're seeing it through Ava's mind.
Right, I get that it's happening in her mind,
Yeah.
but where was the rest of it?
Her
That's
corporeal
kind
form
Yeah.
was where.
We were. It's kind of open to interpretation, but we kind of discussed that she's possibly in a coma after her suicide attempt, and that this is kind of like, if you ever, I've never actually experienced a coma. A coma. I'm not. But a lot of people talk about how if you're a near-death experience, like you see flashbacks of your life. And so I kind of took inspiration from that when I was writing this. Like, what would you see as your last moments? Are they good moments? Are they bad moments? Are you judging yourself? Are you trying to figure out a way back to life? Like, it's a lot of, I was just asking myself questions, and I kept continuing as I wrote. So if that helps.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Do your characters feel like Ava deserved that last chance at the end? Like, as your character, like not as the actor, like, do you think she deserved to find a way out?
No. Did she find a way out? What was her way out?
If we assume,
No,
she
seriously.
has a way out.
Assume that that door was her way back into life. Do you think she deserved it?
I think, yes, absolutely.
Why?
Because, I don't know, because she had like all those flashbacks and she saw that like how differently she could do things if she went back. So, why not?
Yeah, I think as Talia, I think she would definitely go for a change. I feel like the last Talia.
That was how Ava was thinking Talia would see her.
Yeah, it was kind of like taking every single negative thought you had, like, kind of like secret negative thoughts, like a little twinge of like jealousy or twinge of like, oh man, we're talking about you again, something like that, and just like building on that until like it takes over everything. So I think Talia, as the real person, would be like, crap, no, Ava, don't die, or take that second chance. So.
And I feel like my character was some part of her brain that was trying to get her to get back into life. Like, realize, okay, you're in a coma. This is what you did wrong. And I feel like when I started turning evil, that was, okay, the other way was working. Let's try to push her back. So I do feel like my character
tactics.
did want her, yes.
What about you? Nick?
I think she didn't deserve the second chance at all.
Is that because you're like,
All I wanted to do was bring her back with me. I was very selfish as a character. and needy.
Yeah, in the beginning I would have said yes, but then after her course of events, I would have to say no.
so there was like nothing deep down inside you that still wanted to be about? Like, you think that romantic was absolutely crushed on your character at all and like was gone forever?
Yeah.
Arwen, do you have any questions? Alexa?
Go to your hat.
That's not a question.
Hey, but we'll accept it. We will accept it. Yes?
Rachel, what was the inspiration for you to write this piece? What was the spark that made you say this story needs to be told?
I pulled a lot from my freshman year here at Cleveland State. Not so much like that this was all happening to me, as to I saw it happening to other people I knew. I saw people drop out of school, I saw people get involved in drugs, and I saw people kind of lose themselves in 1 year. And I was just surprised how you could do that so quickly. Within even the first semester, I just saw so many people do it. And I kind of started researching this idea of suicide in the young adult age. And when I found a really staggering statistic that said that it is the second leading cause of death underneath car crashes in young teens. And for me, like, second leading cause, and like we're not really talking about it, I was really shocked and surprised and almost disgusted by the fact that it's just not heard of, and it's happening all across the board. So I wanted a way to speak about it, but not like be preachy. And I don't know, I pulled inspiration from that.
So cast, what would you say was your number one challenge throughout the process of staging this play? Starting with Sean.
Oh, sorry. You said that the biggest challenge?
Yeah.
I felt like kind of just getting my head wrapped around the whole suicide thing. Like when we saw everything that Ava was going through, towards the end we made our own assumptions and things like that, and then some of us had kind of a similar idea of what was going on, but really that it's kind of all wrapped around that.
Yeah, I think probably getting the little nuances down, and it's still something I feel like I want to keep working on. It's kind of weird, but just the nuances of Talia's emotions, like the little shifts that kind of like led on to my big like zombie Talia scene. And just kind of understanding what she thinks about people and where she's coming from.
Yeah, I would say that I'm still learning from this process, and there's like a lot more that I still want to know about my character. But I think for me, the biggest challenge was to, I don't know, to get into Mama's head. That why was she always so hysterical, and why was she always so overprotective? And yeah, so I don't know. I just had like a bit of a challenge understanding Mama's character. But once I got it, then I got it. But I think there are still certain things that I want to work on more.
I feel like the hardest part was for me was building the transition throughout the show of my character, and also trying to give that illusion that my character's in control the whole time, but no one knows that but me, and I'm not allowed to show it. So that was the hardest part, I would say.
I would probably say that the hardest part wasn't so much being the character as it was being on a stage, because I've never done a production or anything like this before. I've taken a class, there were like maybe 10 people in it. So I was nervous. I never knew what stage directions were. Blocking was a new thing to me. So I really had to work a lot to make sure I lived up to the expectations of this play.
My hardest part was definitely the ending. I've never done anything this artistic really, so it was just hard kind of understanding what the end was going to be like, and took a lot of help from Rachel, definitely. But, that was definitely my hardest part.
Madam Director, your most challenging?
My most challenging.
Oh, here we
I think the most challenging part was for me was that we had, it was a staged reading. Well, it started out as a staged reading. It kind of developed into this full production because all of the tech crew was just so willing to take it so much further. But for me, the challenge was I wish I had more time with them. It seemed very fast that I had to work with them and the script and getting them to understand my vision. So, right, we had to do that.
It was a dramatic moment.
We had 6 rehearsals to put this up, and it was challenging because I gave them a lot of notes in a one day, just because we had to go so quickly and so fast through everything in order to make it what it was now. And for me, it was like being organized all the time, knowing what I have to say, and it was challenging just to be ready for them every single day. And to give them everything that I had so that they could give me everything they could.
Helen, do you have any questions?
Do you think that Ava's catharsis, do you think that this whole play? Did it come from a selfish place or did it come from a self-hating place?
Is that a question for Ava?
That's for all of you. Like, where do you think? What?
She's a little selfish, yeah. Let's be honest.
But aren't we all, like, to an extent, when it comes to certain things? Like, sometimes we do get blindsided by a lot of things or by emotions. And so, yeah, I think it was both, it was selfish in the beginning, but I think towards the end, it became selfless.
Definitely learn
Yeah.
towards the end. But
So she is Dorothy. What I think is interesting is like in this day and age, like we kind of have this idea that we should depend on people. Like, and Ava like constantly depended on other people, and so much to the fact where she didn't know what to do with her life because she was constantly looking for someone else to fill that hole in her life instead of realizing what she could do. And maybe that was selfish, but I kind of wanted to research what it's like to just be completely and entirely on your own. You know, in this technology age, you really don't have a chance to be on your own because you're constantly connected to everyone else. You can just pick up a phone and call somebody miles away. But I really wonder what the feeling of being, to separate yourself from all of those connections, how would you react? And is that selfish to do? That's a good question.
Yeah, Saba and Cody. Oh, Carmen has a question. I can wait if you want to ask a question.
I like the crew. What was your most what you asked, but what was the crew?
That was the most challenging aspect of being on the crew.
Well, I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to get involved. And Rachel presented me with this opportunity to like act, and I was like, no, it's okay. And then she's like, I was like, do you have tech? And she's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, okay. I was like, but if you need any help, she's like, you can house manage. I'm like, cool, house managing, no problem. I'll just shepherd people in. It's great. And then like the next day, it was like, actually, can you be lightboard op? Like, or not like, yeah, lightboard op. And I was like, yeah, sure. She's like, well, actually, can you put in a few cues? Like, can you just do that? And I'm like, yeah, I can, like, because I'm like, it's a stage reading, like, subplay sounds cool. And then she's like, okay, actually,
This is a typical Rachel Murar thing.
there's gonna be a lot of movement. Can you, like, do that? I'm like, yeah, sure, sure. And then I find this shit piece of board that, like, is just, God, it's so bad. And, like, no one really knew how to work it, and so I'm like, all right, I'll figure this out. And so I finally got into a rhythm with it, and it was cool. But then, like, I feel like there were a lot of, not unreliable people, but there was just a lot of help that Rachel needed that she wasn't getting from strong people, and which made me feel like I needed to do more. So then I felt like it was awesome because I got to do a lot, but it was just challenging to be like, oh, hey, I'm getting brought in a week before the show opens, and I'm like, okay, let's do everything right now. And just working on such a short time span and having to do so much to make this awesome was just like crazy. But it was awesome. But it was crazy. It was absolutely insane.
Alita, your most challenging aspect?
Pretty much the same. We had a tech watch, and then the next day Rachel's like, oh, we're having Q to Q on Monday. I didn't have any Qs, so I was like, what do I do? And then like I spent 5 hours doing that, putting it all on the computer, and then like she came to me today and she's like, can you change this? And I was like, yeah. So it was a lot of stuff last minute, but it was really fun.
Helen, as wardrobe and makeup
Okay,
lady.
I think that wardrobing has the easiest job. I'm gonna put that out there. But it was a big surprise to me. I was like, oh, wait, how soon do we need? Oh crap! And I was gonna sketch stuff out and like make it all professional, and Rachel's like, no. And I was like, okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. And she's like, I think we should do this. And I was like, this is good. I'm gonna go with this. So like, I was like, okay, everything has symbols, but nothing ended up like the way I wanted it to. And there was definitely a lot of time constraints and like scheduling issues, but I think that once we actually got it together, it turned out really great.
One thing I would like to note is that all of these performers this is their first time performing on a Cleveland State stage. So I got to really work with new talent. And then, you know, Christina's a transfer, so this is her first time working on a show. It really became more than just me presenting a piece of work. It really became everyone presenting themselves to a department and to a group of students like that didn't know who they were before. So I really liked that part of it. I just wanted to, yeah.
So Rachel,
Oh dear.
after this weekend is over and this has been staged, what happens to Seven Doors? Where does it go? What do you do with it?
Well, I'll have to edit it again. I think having a talk back is a good thing because it will allow me to realize, like, did I connect with the audience like I wanted to? Did they understand where I was going? Did they get the right perception of my goal? And if they did, then maybe I just have to look over a couple scenes, maybe arrange a couple lines. But after that, my goal is to publish this. I want a theater company to do it because what you saw is really, really good, but I think it can go so much further, and I really think it can make an effect on people. And that's the reason why I write, is to make an effect on people. And if this becomes published and it gets performed professionally, then it can make an even bigger impact than it can here. And I'm always striving for that bigger goal and that bigger dream. So that's what I'd want for Seven Doors. This was like the springboard for that action.
I have a question. Are you guys all in the department, like, major, minor?
We didn't even introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah,
like,
let's go down the line
Sorry.
with Sean.
You can edit this into the beginning.
Yeah,
So,
make us look professional.
Everyone just introduce your year and major, I suppose, maybe your name. Starting with Sean, because he's important.
Yeah, I'm Sean. I'm the president at CSU, and I'm a theater major. This is my second year, and this is my first performance with the position, as you already know. But they don't, so yeah.
My name is Erica. This is also my first name. I am actually a chemistry major, and yeah, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Saba, and my major is psychology. Awesome. And which was good because it kind of like tied into like the play very much. And I'm a sophomore, and this is my first time being involved in CSU, and it's a great experience. Psychology is a lot. Yeah.
I'm Cody. I'm a freshman here. I'm a theater major.
That's right.
So,
I'm Christina. I am a computer engineering major, God help me. I am a freshman, and this is my first performance anywhere ever.
I'm Jimmy Garvin. I am a freshman theater.
And I'm Rachel, and I'm a double major, so I major in special education and theater, and I'm a junior.
I have another question. What made you want to do this if this is like your first thing ever?
Especially if you're a non-major, what brought you to this?
Yeah. What?
She met me.
I thought like so bad. This is awesome.
No, I hate math, I hate computers, and I love theater.
Yes.
Transfer.
Why are you a computer?
Come one of us.
Oh, it's one of those.
It's my family.
Yeah, I got you. I know that.
It just got real personal already.
I'm really sorry. Do you want a hug?
I'm okay.
Okay. Hugs are
And my parents aren't even coming to the show, so.
Wow.
how does that make you feel?
Well, it started when I was 13.
So I'll just post this on YouTube and
Yeah, this is how we get people to come see our shows, you know.
No, yeah, got it.
I think Talio's about to answer.
As for me, I made a mistake one day and stopping by Rachel's door.
That is a
Saying,
mistake.
hey, Rachel, how's it going? Erica, I have one spot left. I need you. Okay? Pretty much how it went down. But it was good. I'm very, very grateful.
Sorry, you're technically on me.
Yeah. Well, I was actually at the student mixer, and there I met with Brandon, and he had actually told me about Rachel's stage reading, so I was saying, oh, sure, why not? And it all worked out.
Then you got engaged. Every color has meaning to it. And okay, so Tanya's was purple because she's a free spirit, and it's just really caring and sweet. And Mama's is red because she is passionate, but at the same time angry, and she just wanted so much.
Like pink, so muted red.
No, muted pinky red.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Loving
Which
but
color is it?
flaring at the
Yeah.
same time, yeah.
And Mix is red because he's a dick. Passion. Sorry. Passion red.
Sometimes.
And Daniel is
Yeah, I'm
like
here too.
his is yellow because he's such a romantic sweetheart, but at the same time you can take yellow and you can make it harder and you can make it angrier.
Right.
That's all the questions.